Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Terry. Welcome to my channel. In this channel, we make Philippine updates mainly about travel, also about immigration. And speaking of immigration, in today's update, guys, we'll talk about the latest press release issued by the immigration yesterday. Now, let me ask you a question, guys. No, with the new commissioner, what changes do you want or do you expect from the immigration? We'll talk about that. But in a new advisory issued by the immigration with the new commissioner, Norman G. Tancinco, he was appointed by President Marcos. He said that his goal is to modernize the Bureau. He said, we are looking into ways of modernizing the Bureau through e-services and manless transactions online. Not only will this up the level of the agency, but it will also serve as a major deterrent for illicit activities by removing opportunities for corruption. Yes, by making the services online or manless, it will be easier for us to do things online. And yes, it will deter corruption indeed. Moreover, he said that he will also push for the new immigration law that will update the 82-year-old Philippine Immigration Act to ensure that we adapt to the modern times. Yes, the Philippine immigration have been wanting to have that new immigration law for the past 10 years now. It's been 10 years since they've been talking about this new immigration law. Anyway, some foreigners expressed their desire. According to Peter, maybe we can renew our visas online. That will be a giant step forward, or pay our fees by card. For now, for you guys, tourists who are watching, to extend your stay, you can either go to an immigration walk-in or an accredited agency. Will you pay? Where you have to pay, will do it for you. Some prefer paying the agency because then they wouldn't have to go through the hassle of going to the immigration office every 2 months or every 6 months or every month. Yeah. Now, Filipinos have their concerns too, and these are top concerns talaga of Filipinos. Wish that the new chief, the new immigration commissioner would address. According to our kababayans, Filipinos wish that the personnel at the immigration be more friendly to their kababayans, especially for relatives of OFWs who only wish to travel overseas to be with their loved ones. You know, Philippine immigration is really one of the strictest in the world, guys. Filipinos departing the country as tourists, especially first time, ay nako, it's like a 50-50 chance whenever they go through immigration. No, the boarding pass is nothing. It's only the immigration really that's yung pinaka-nervous nila kasi it's like they decide whether you can travel or not. Indeed. Diba? And even our kababayans report that even with complete documents, they are still offloaded. Unfair offloading. OFWs raised issues on offloading, especially for their relatives who only wish is to travel overseas to meet them temporarily. Offloading at the immigration makes OFWs spend more, especially if they have to rebook their tickets, or worse, if they have to book a new flight altogether. Oh yes, people nakabili ng ticket, naka-check-in na and all, meron ng booking sa hotel, everything is prepared, boom, offloaded. Another thing that's really an issue in the immigration is corruption. I mean, the agency is one of the most controversial. If you can remember, a few years ago, Pastilla scheme in which more than 50 immigration officers were sacked from their roles because they were found out to be doing the Pastilla scheme in which Chinese travelers would arrive in the country. They wouldn't go through screening or inspection. Instead, they would pay this bribe money and that be allowed enter to the Philippines without proper screening. And we don't know whether those individuals were involved in crimes in their countries. What were their purpose in coming here? Nothing. They just paid bribe money. So more than, I think, 90 or 80 immigration officers were sacked by Ombudsman. Another thing is database. This is talked in the Senate, actually proposed by Senator Jaime Marcos, that the immigration should have a database in which it would have the list of foreigners. Currently, there's also another inquiry in the Senate by Senator De La Rosa and Senator Marcos, they're urging the government to stop the entry of foreigners with questionable backgrounds. According to Senator Jaime Marcos, let us put in place a real whole of government with a list of foreign nationals, primarily in sharing them with law enforcement agencies. Yes, like police on the streets, they have no way to verify the foreigner whether they have bad records or whether they're up to date with their visas. Nothing. There's no database. The current issues right now is really worrying. It is about kidnapping involving Chinese nationals, and the rise of kidnapping cases in the country are related to the multi-billion peso operations of Pogo operators. So this is gambling. It's actually they're doing the operation here in the Philippines, but the bettors are outside the country. So these are conducted by Chinese nationals because China does not allow Pogo operations or offshore gaming operations in their country. So, well, the Philippines is an alternative for them, plus it's cheaper. As an exchange, well, they pay a lot of taxes and fees to the government. Plus, they are one of the driving forces for our real estate industry. Actually, there have been reports of these foreigners, particularly mainland Chinese, who have entered the Philippines using identities of dead persons so they can avail the rights and be considered as Filipino citizens. Some of them have used fake Philippine birth certificates, fake marriage certificate, fake Philippine passports. Oh my goodness. Oh, so many issues, no, sa immigration. So we're hoping that the new immigration chief would actually look into these issues and upgrade the immigration, the agency. He's already someone with experience. He knows the agency. He's worked there for more than 5 years. Unlike the past commissioners, no, he is actually homegrown. So we're hoping he can do something with these issues. Of course, he cannot do it alone. Has to be support of other agencies, especially the President and the Senate. And I personally would suggest immigration should really update their website. Oh my goodness, guys, you should see the website of the immigration. Looks like it's been made by high school students. Hindi, napaka-outdated. Ayun po. Sana i-update nila din yung website. Kasi okay naman yung information. Let me know, guys, what are your suggestions? How should the immigration be improved? Now, what changes do you want to see that the new chief would address? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I'm sure that there are people watching this who are in the position to make the changes. I'll read your comments. Let's have a discussion.